So I recently read through a bunch of Canadian pandemic preparedness reports from different levels of government, talking about dealing with, well, a situation we find ourselves in right now, a pandemic. And I gotta tell you, it was a really frustrating, maddening experience to read these documents, because I'm flipping through them and I'm looking at the examples and scenarios and I'm going, hey, this actually doesn't seem like all that bad of a plan. It seems a lot smarter, a lot better than what we're doing now, if only we had stuck with the plans. Now, the main recurring theme through all of these plans that I read was they anticipate a scenario much worse than what we're dealing with right now in terms of the percentage of Canadians who get sick, the number of Canadians who unfortunately die, and they anticipate things being much worse, but the measures, the restrictions that they say you bring in are a lot less than we've brought in right now to deal with this. It's really quite fascinating. I'll give you one example. When it comes to business closures, well, they don't say shut down all businesses. They say businesses should be told that they may see a lot of people in the workforce who are ill, so are home because they're ill, or they need to stay home to look after a loved one who is ill. So there's going to be business disruption. So businesses need to prepare contingency plans to manage this. And they're going to have to come up with different ways of operating. They're going to have to encourage a lot of people to work from home. So they basically talk about minimizing disruption, but still keeping everything going as much as you can. Here, we go, well, even if nobody in the workplace is sick, you gotta shut the whole thing down right away. There's nothing like that in any of these plans. One of the other big arguments that we're hearing right now as to why we need all these lockdowns is to preserve hospitals, to keep the hospital capacity as low as possible. What's interesting, one of these plans, they anticipate ICU capacity during a pandemic of 170%. Wow, no Canadian hospital has come anywhere near that during this pandemic, 170% ICU capacity. So what is the response to that? What do they say? They don't come anywhere near saying, well, you got to shut all of society down because of this. They say, well, you have to manage expectations. You may need to cancel some non-urgent surgeries, and we're going to have to do a lot to scale up hospital capacity. So again, they predict a far worse scenario in the hospitals than we're currently seeing, but they don't call for the level of interventions we have right now. It's a frustrating experience. I encourage Canadians to take a look at any of these documents that they can find to see, yeah, there actually were plans for this. They're pretty good plans, and why are we not following it? It looks like a lot of people got really alarmed really quickly and just didn't stick with the plans that they put a lot of time into putting together.